This is the WORX WG050 Aerocart. My first impression was how straightforward it is to set up and switch modes. The handles lock with pins, the wheels are already aligned, and the leg lock and dolly flap lock click confidently. It's steel, about 40 pounds, with a compact frame that fits through doorways and stores upright without hogging floor space. It feels like something made for a garage that doesn't have room to waste. Key features that stood out to me are the two-wheel wheelbarrow stance for stability, the leverage system WORX calls turbo lift, and the flat-free tires. Turbo lift isn't a motor, it's clever balance. The center of gravity rides over the axle, so heavy loads feel lighter than they look on paper. In my opinion, that's what makes this tool different. You're not dragging all the weight with your back, you're guiding it. The flat-free tires won't go soft, which I appreciate more each season, though they don't float as sweetly over soft turf as air-filled tires. The shell and frame feel solid, but the paint will scratch if you're dumping pavers or jagged rock. From my experience, wiping it down and parking it inside goes a long way toward keeping rust at bay. My first real task was a couple of large potted plants I'd been putting off moving because I didn't want to wrestle them alone. The included strap threads into the frame so the plant hangs and rides low. I rolled the pot into place, cinched it, tilted back, and the cart did the rest. The weight felt shockingly manageable, and I didn't have to deadlift anything. I immediately followed that with dolly mode to move a bulky 230-pound carton from the driveway to the garage. The lift felt controlled, the balance settled quickly, and I was able to steer it along a narrow path without feeling like it would tip. That's where this thing shines. The awkward stuff you normally ask a neighbor to help with. When I switched to yard cleanup, the limitations showed up. The tub is about 3 cubic feet, which is fine for soil, rock, and bagged material, but it's small for mulch and leaves. I had to make more trips than I would with a bigger contractor barrow. It's not the end of the world for a typical weekend project, but if you're spreading a huge pile of mulch, the capacity becomes the bottleneck. I also learned to respect the extension arms. They fold out like mini forks for wide items, but they're only rated for about 80 pounds. That's not much in the context of a dolly that can handle 300 pounds, and I could feel them flex when I pushed it. If you overload those arms, you'll regret it, so use them for lighter but bulky things like bins or a compact cabinet, not a heavy appliance. The included accessories make a real difference. The bag holder clicks in quickly and keeps a lawn bag wide open, which means you can rake or drop in clippings without fighting a collapsing mouth. The cylinder holder is straightforward but useful, especially for propane tanks and 5-gallon buckets that want to roll away. The rock net is tough and actually works. I loaded a flat boulder and just walked it across the yard without having to muscle it up onto a platform. It's perfect for those one-off landscape pieces that never sit flat on a normal dolly plate. A surprise in my box was an attachable wagon kit. Converting the Aerocart into a 4-wheel wagon changes how you use it for longer pulls along a path or when you want to park and work from it. I clipped on the front axle and handle, added the seat and tray, and used it for garden work, where I'm up and down constantly. I won't say it replaces a dedicated garden cart for every job, but it made weeding and potting less of a back-and-forth dance. If your yard work is repetitive along a straight run, wagon mode is a comfortable pace. There's also a trailer tote capability built into the dolly plate. Thread a standard hitch ball into the hole and you can jockey a small empty trailer around a driveway. I did this with a lightweight utility trailer, and it's a smart way to line things up without burning out your arms. Just remember, this is for positioning on your property, not towing anything loaded, and definitely not for public roads. On uneven ground, the Aerocart favors control over speed. The two-wheel stance stays upright in the ruts where a single-wheel barrow would try to tip, but the solid tires are firmer over soft grass. I found a slow, steady push works best with heavy loads. The grips are padded and feel secure. Mine shifted once during a very heavy haul, so I slid them back in place and haven't had a problem since. I'm of average height, and the handle height is fine for me, but taller folks may feel the low chassis makes them bend a touch more than a deep contractor wheelbarrow. If that's you, the dolly mode angles might be more comfortable for heavy lifting. Build quality is honest for what it is. Sturdy steel with smart geometry, not a brute force tank. I scraped the tub hauling pavers, noticed small surface rust after a rain, then wiped it down and moved it indoors. Treat it like a good tool, store it under a roof, and it pays you back by being ready whenever you need it. The 300-pound load rating is legit in wheelbarrow and dolly modes, as long as you keep the weight centered over the wheels and don't try to haul a mountain all at once. The biggest mistake I've seen people make is ignoring the different weight limits across modes and attachments. In my opinion, the Aerocart earns its keep when the job is heavy, but not huge in volume. Bags of soil, stone, pavers, fertilizer, big containers, propane tanks, and bulky boxes. It's also a relief for awkward shapes that are tough to get onto a classic dolly. The leverage saves your back, and the stability saves your patience. Where it's less ideal is the marathon mulch day or leaf cleanup on a big property where capacity wins and you'll want a larger barrow or a yard trailer behind a mower. From my experience, assembly is easy, the conversions are intuitive, and the ergonomics are forgiving. It's compact to store, and it's always ready because those tires never go flat. Be realistic about the smaller tub and the 80-pound limit on the extension arms. Keep an eye on paint scratches if you do rough jobs, and you'll be happy with how often you find excuses to use it. It became my default hauler for about 9 out of 10 home tasks, from moving groceries and water jugs to setting a paver path. I'd recommend this for homeowners who want one tool to handle most lifting and moving around a yard or garage, especially if you don't have tons of storage or you want to protect your back. It's perfect for small to medium properties, weekend projects, and anyone who appreciates stability over wrestling with a single wheel. If you're a contractor or you regularly move large volumes of mulch or topsoil, you'll still want a big, deep barrow or powered help. In conclusion, the WORX WG050 Aerocart is a clever 8-in-1 work system that trades maximum volume for everyday versatility and leverage. It's not trying to win a capacity contest. It's trying to make the hard stuff feel doable and safe for one person. Used within its limits, it's practical, sturdy, and genuinely helpful. I keep reaching for it because it just solves problems without drama. If this video helped, please subscribe and drop your questions or your own experience in the comments. Thank you for watching.